We did it. Or more specifically, you did it. Another 365 days around the sun, another 8,600 hours, you made it. But what did you do with your time this year? Did you spend it doing the same shit you vowed to stop doing last year? Or did you actually spend another year doing something different? That phrase, which gets tossed around a lot this time of year, don't spend another year doing the same shit, can carry a lot more to it than just a saying. I am happy to say, going into the end of the year, that I did not spend another year doing the same shit. I have officially been making these videos, which are just me in front of a camera talking about my thoughts, for the better part of close to a year now. And it has really made a big difference because I didn't spend another year doing the same shit. I've had the most growth in this 1 year alone than probably within the last 3 years, all because I spent a year doing different things. Which brings me to New Year's resolutions. A New Year's resolution, just like a dream, does not work unless you do. They don't work unless they have substance, unless they have true meaning to you. A New Year's resolution cannot be as simple, most of the time, if you really want to stick to it, cannot be as simple as it's a good habit, or it's the healthy thing to do, or people said I should do this, etc. It has to have meaning to you. It has to go below the surface. For example, there's the running meme of Planet Fitness and Workout World, first month and 2 months of the new year, and then 90% of people stop going because the meaning behind their resolution is not deep enough. When I started taking exercise seriously and it became more than just a habit, that is when I really started seeing the most growth. To me, going to the gym and exercise is not only vitally important for my mental health, but it also gives me the experience and allows me to see who I am capable of becoming and allows me to see what my natural potential as a human being is. This is just how I interpret it, and this is what keeps me going in the gym because it truly does mean something to me. This is what keeps me exercising. This is what gives me that push on the days I don't want to go. And there is so much more you gain from physical fitness and physical exercise than just muscles and looking cool. One thing that amplifies is body dysmorphia. There are days when I look in the mirror and I'm in the gym and I think I look like shit, which makes me want to go even more, which can be seen as both a blessing and a curse. It teaches me that failure is a natural part of growth. The only way you succeed and become stronger in the gym is by failing, so you can eventually do more. You can eventually push more weight, do more reps. It is only by failing in the gym that you grow, and that can account for a lot of things in life as well. Just as an example, a New Year's resolution should not be, I want to read because it's a good habit. I want to eat healthier because it's a good habit and it's a healthy habit. To me, the reason behind the resolution for reading should be, I want to start reading more because I want to increase my vocabulary. I want a more creative, stronger imagination. I want to stop watching so much TV. I want to exercise my brain more because the brain is a muscle. Those reasons is really going to make the difference between the 10% who stay with that resolution of reading 4 days a week, half hour a day, and those who just want to read because it's a good habit and will read for a month and then they just stop and that's it. And the reasons for eating healthier as a resolution, instead of just being it's a good habit and it's healthy, should be the way I'm eating right now makes me feel like shit. It makes me feel lazy, lethargic. It makes me feel sleepy. I sit on my ass more when I eat like shit. It causes brain fog. Those are the reasons why I want to eat healthy this year. These are just examples. Even a small resolution can make a big impact. A resolution to go on a walk for a half hour every day can do dramatic things for your health. Deciding to go out once or twice a week on weekends instead of staying in can do dramatic things for your health. All I am saying is there should be substance behind your resolutions more than just it's a good habit, and I hope that makes sense. My New Year's resolution for 2025 is to stop watching porn. There are enough studies out there that show it is a lot worse for you than it is better, and that it messes with your dopamine, it messes with your brain chemistry, it changes the way you look at women. It's not healthy for me, and it's not healthy for anybody in general. I know I can live without it because it doesn't do anything good for me. It's a thing that kids my age have had access to most of their life, and it just became a normal, habitual thing to watch for, if not most young people, most young men my age growing up. And that's that. And that is my substance behind my resolution, and this will keep me accountable because I am not one to go back on my word. Now, for those who are serious about changing going into 2025, I do have some book recommendations for you that can help you along the way if you choose to read them. Now, let it be known, most of these books should be studied and read, and you should take notes on them. At least that's how I do it, to the best of my ability, and that is what has helped me retain most of the knowledge and wisdom from these books. Book number 1, Marcus Aurelius's Meditations. This is basically a book of journal entries from Marcus Aurelius's, who was the king of Rome, or so-called one of the last good kings of Rome, when he was alive, his journal entries. This book really opened my eyes because this man was essentially, as far as he knew, the leader of the free world. He could do whatever he wanted, kill whoever he wanted. He was above the law. He had unlimited wealth, unlimited power. He could do anything. He was essentially a god amongst men. But instead of letting all that go to his head, he would consistently check himself. He would consistently write down his thoughts. He would consistently let it be known that he is also a human being who was gifted this position. And I found myself being able to relate to the man who was essentially the leader of the entire free world, the king of the entire free world, when I shouldn't be able to at all. And to me, that is just insanely fascinating and eye-opening. And dissecting Marcus's thoughts really allowed me to ask more substantial questions about life and myself. So, Marcus Aurelius Meditations, highly recommend it. Number 2, I think everybody should read this book at least twice, if not once in their lifetime. Take notes on it. It is Mastery by Robert Greene. Robert Greene is an amazing author. He has tons of good books. The 48 Laws of Power, the 33 Strategies of War, the Concise Laws of Human Nature, the Concise Laws of Seduction. He's a very good author. This is a book I recommend a lot because it can help you figure out why you're here. All of these books can, but this one in particular can a lot. It's what it's almost designed to do. Number 3, we have the 33 Strategies of War by Robert Greene. This is just a great book that will help you navigate through life. It gives a very detailed answer through many chapters about what strategy is and useful strategies to use when going through this game and journey and experience of life we are given. Highly recommend it. He's a very good author again, Robert Greene. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I read this a few years ago. It's a very controversial book because there have been multiple studies on it that prove it can do nothing, and then there have also been multiple people who have come out and said that it has changed their life and made them wildly successful. One of those people being Bob Proctor. He stands by this book, says it changed his life. It really delves into the power of the mind. It really, to me, just explained that the mind is one of the most powerful things in the universe, along with mastery too. The mastery also pretty much also incorporates the power of the mind into it, and it really showed me that human beings, if they can understand and grasp the power of the mind, can do anything they want, and that the power of the mind is not a joke. So Think and Grow Rich, highly recommend it. As controversial as it is, A lot of the lessons this guy tries to teach you can be applied in many aspects of life. Next, Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey. One of the coolest guys around, obviously. Cool actor. Very cool life story. He just gives us a great look into his life, all the experiences in his life story so far, and Mr. McConaughey shows us through the power of his writing that experiences are something that should be taken consciously and seriously, while also not taking life too serious. Just keep living. I hope that makes sense. Next book. This is one of my all-time favorite books, Dune by Frank Herbert. This is actually the first book that got me back into reading after I graduated high school. There's a lot of wisdom in this book. Frank Herbert is a very good author. This book has probably been one of the more defining ones in shaping my character thus far into my life. I really just picked it up because I thought the cover looked cool at an Amazon store, and I read the first chapter and I was hooked. So I'm very grateful to Frank Herbert in this book because this got me back into reading, and it really made me think about life and decisions and why I'm here. So Frank Herbert, Dune. Very good book. Last on the list is Rick Rubin's The Creative Act, A Way of Being. Not gonna lie, when I was reading this book, I make music from time to time as a way to vent. I look a little different right now, but my footage got corrupted by accident. Something happened with my camera. I think it died when I was filming and I didn't notice. But what I was saying about the creative act is essentially it's the Bible for creativity. It taught me that creativity is a gift. It is not something you force. It is something that flows. You cannot force it, and you cannot expect anything from it other than to make something. That is it. You do not force it. It's a gift. And I'm happy that I have learned that because it is something I truly did need to learn. And sometimes being creative will feel like work. Sometimes you will have to sit and wait for something to come to you. You have to sit and wait for the muse at times, but you cannot force it. So creative act, I really recommend it. Back to me yesterday. I started making these videos because something called me to do it. I tell myself, maybe I started making them because these are the things I wish I had someone telling me. I wish there were people who were as supportive of me as I am for myself. And I hope that makes sense. Those 3 words I have in my bio, chin up kid, it's something that resonates with me. This isn't the end. It's been worse. And that phrase, dare to be great, is something that keeps me going as well. Because why dare to be good when you can dare to be great? If you truly want change, don't waste this next year doing the same shit. The world is yours. Dare to be great.
The function of man is to live, not to exist. I shall not waste my days trying to prolong them. I shall use my time